So, Bethesda have recently announced that they are hard at work on the next Starfield update, and it'll be going onto the Steam beta sometime next week. Now, it's been a while since we've had a Starfield update. The last one was on the 9th of October, I believe it was, which is almost a month. The first few updates we got were roughly between 2 weeks, 2 weeks and 10 days apart. So, good track record there, and I was hoping that we'd see that consistently follow through, and we get an update every sort of 2 weeks, even if it was something relatively small. But this one, like I say, has been almost a month. And judging by this here that they posted on the Bethesda Game Studios Twitter page, we've been hard at work on the Starfield game update, and we'll be putting it onto our Steam beta next week. This update will feature NVIDIA DLSS support with frame generation, display, and HDR controls for supported systems, and other optimizations and improvements. You will be able to opt in to try it via the Steam beta options. So the beta is obviously for PC, and they're also going to be adding AMD FSR 3 support in a future update. Now, the game is great. Absolutely love it. I've had loads and loads of fun with it since its release, and I'll continue to have loads of fun with it. But I was hoping they'd address more of the players' concerns and address and add a little bit more content-wise. Because the last update that they released introduced a whole host of game-breaking bugs for players, and lots of crash issues as well, which is a shame. Luckily, I've not really had too many issues. I've crashed quite a few times, but I've not lost inventory or had anything game-breaking happen, really, which is good. And it is a shame that that is happening. It does seem like a lot of people are finding a fairly amount of decent bugs and glitches to get you loads of credits and XP and stuff like that, which is always fun and always relatively useful. But I was hoping they'd add a little bit more when it came to content. Now, people have been wanting loads of different things, and I have done a video on the storyline already, and it's good, but it's nothing like we've seen in Fallout and Skyrim, where your actions actually change and give consequence, whereas there's not too much of that in Starfield, which is a massive shame. Another thing that people have been wanting is the buggies, so I think adding something new to keep players playing and letting people know that they're working on all of the bugs that have been cropping up recently would have been great. And it's a shame that that wasn't addressed. They have addressed it through different channels, I believe, but nothing sort of mainstream. If you are a hardcore Starfield fan and you're in on all of the Starfield news, then you more than likely would have seen it through various outlets. But if you're just playing it and like to keep up on the progress, you wouldn't have known that they have responded. And they are aware that there's bugs and they are working to fix them. But, like I say, having new content would have been great too. And seeing that it has taken a long time, or even just some news on the actual DLC release, which would have been great as well. It does look like we'll probably get that sometime early next year, maybe March, April time, which that's just going what they've done with games like Fallout and Skyrim and the spacing of the first major DLCs in the release. It is normally around about a 6-month window. So hopefully we do see something about that then, and we get to see a little bit more news. It would be nice to see them address a little bit more when it comes to what the community and what the players would like to see. They are working on a few of those things. Like I say, the DLSS support is something that the community have wanted since before Starfield actually launched. As soon as they announced that they were partnering with AMD, people wanted DLSS support, which I can completely understand that, and I don't understand quite why they went with AMD. There must have been some money changing hands and a hell of a lot of it, because I think it was, judging by Steam's latest survey data, like 68% of people use NVIDIA, which I was actually really shocked about. I thought AMD was quite good. That's what I've got. I've got all AMD stuff. But yeah, a big chunk of the PC community do use NVIDIA. So why they actually swapped them out, don't know. I've not really used NVIDIA, so I don't know what the upsides to it are as opposed to AMD. I like AMD. AMD's great. That's what I started with. It was cheaper for what it did than what NVIDIA is. But anyway, back to the topic at hand, before I continue to ramble on about computers, which people are probably not interested in that part. You've come here for Starfield content, and that is what you'll be getting. So we do have another video planned. I just want to talk about what we're going to do at the channel, because we're doing really well. A massive thank you to everybody that's supporting us. I really, really appreciate it. Loads and loads of likes, comments, and all of that good stuff, and loads of people have subscribed. This did a lot better than I originally thought it was going to do. So once again, a massive thank you for that. And in the future, we're going to be covering things like mods as well. I would like to do them a little bit closer to official mod releases, because that's when everyone can really see it. Obviously, I am not the most knowledgeable when it comes to modding games, so I'd rather not destroy the game on my computer. I can do it, but not to the efficiency of downloading multiple and trying different things to show off and showcase them. I think with the creator hub, I think it's called, I can't remember the official name for it now, having that in there and being able to use that will make things a hell of a lot easier, and I'll be able to showcase them a lot better. But there are some awesome mods out there. One of the more recent ones I've seen is that we were actually meant to be getting star stations in the game. All the elements are there and built in to have star stations in Starfield that we can create, similar to ships. The elements are in-game, they're just not active, but there is a mod out there which allows you to do that, which looks absolutely phenomenal. And I may have to try that one out sooner than later. But what sort of content around Starfield would you guys like to see? Let me know down in the comments. I would like to cover some potential other space games and keep the channel pretty much focused on Bethesda games, but there are a couple of games that are coming out that look so good and match up with Starfield massively, such as Squadron 42, and then there's another one as well. The other one is Hyperspace, which looks absolutely insane, and as soon as I saw it, I thought it was a Starfield mod, just because I've been so zoned in on Starfield recently. I'm trying to, in my head, I relate everything to Starfield. I've gone a little bit obsessive, which is great. If you can do that with a game, and I think that to me is a sign of a good game, something that just pulls you in and inhabits you for a little while. So, absolutely loving the game, don't get me wrong. But anyway, what would you guys like to see? Let me know in the comments down below. For now, we're going to wrap that one up there. I have rambled for long enough today. For now, though, I've been Cowboy. You've been awesome. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.